all day and through the night. Slept so long I thought I would go blind. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, All Things Logic. I'm Jeremy Haas. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to use clip gain to automate your tracks. It's the best way to get your volume of your tracks louder. And say you recorded like on my bass part, like I recorded it too quiet, the signal anyways, before all the plugins are on it, you know. And I'm using a level meter or VU meter, peak or RMS to see where it's RMS basically to see where it's at, and say it's too quiet. Well, basically you can go and turn up that region, or just you can go to the certain part of that track and split it up and just turn up that part of the track. And you do this before you do any other automation or turn up volume on your amp designer or whatever, you know. It just makes things so much easier, and it just sounds better too, especially if you're using like a amp designer and stuff like that. You want the signal, the direct signal, the dry signal to be at a good volume to actually make the amp sims, amp designer, and the pedals and all that stuff, and all your plugins to react right to it, okay? And with bass, or especially if like on this bass track I'm going to show you in just a second, I actually punched in different areas, and I actually when I had changed something on my audio interface and didn't realize it a couple times, so actually it was a little bit quieter in some areas and louder in others. And this will just happen with vocals, guitars, and bass when you're playing. Some places will be quieter than others and louder. And so you can just go through and split it and just turn up the areas on that track where you need to, and you can match it all. So it's all at a good volume, so it reacts, your plugins can react to it right, basically. So it's pretty sick. Without further ado, all right, guys, you guys want to follow along? I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and open up Logic Pro here. All right, so this is the song I was working on, and I've been using this song to show several different videos how to do different things with Logic Pro. This is called All Bets Are Off, and anyways, this is the bass track I was talking about. Let me hit play real quick so you can hear what the song sounds like, just real quick. Okay, cool, enough. You guys hear it. Okay, so this is I'm gonna go ahead and solo the bass real quick. So this is the bass part, and as you can see by the wavelengths here, you can see where it's actually quieter, or you know, these parts are a lot more quieter. Right here is quieter. This is really loud right here, and this is really quiet. But this is quiet. This is quiet. So. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take off all the different plugins. So it's just because right now I've got noise gate on it. I've got compressor, channel EQ. I've got bass amp, limiter, all that stuff on it. Okay, and so that can when you're doing clip gain, you just want to start with the signal and nothing else. You want to just get the signal at the right volume so all the other stuff reacts to it right, because you'll be playing through the song, and all of a sudden the bass will sound great in certain areas with the song, and all of a sudden I won't be able to hear it in certain areas of the song, and they'll be way too loud in certain areas. And instead of going at the very end with automation and actually, you know, changing it like you would, I mean, automations you want to use at the very end, and you want to use it after you've done everything else, clip gain, stage gaining, all that stuff, okay? And because it's just you, like I said, you really want your plugins to be able to react to your signal right, okay? And you won't be able to do that with automations. So anyways, so first off, I'm going to go ahead and turn off all these different plugins here, okay? And the only one I'm going to keep is this right here, is this level meter, okay? And a level meter is a VU meter or a RMS clip or a peak, all that. It's your how loud your track is, or your signal is, okay? And you don't want it to clip or to get too loud. And but this is, you know, so let me real quick first show you where you can go get the level meter. So if you're going to go down to metering, and you're going to go and you're going to find level meter right here, and you're going to click on that, okay? Obviously, I still have it there. I'll just get rid of it real quick, that other one. All right, so, and you want to put your level meter, even though we have no plugins, when you do use level meter with plugins, you want it the very last plugin, okay? So all the different plugins can go through it. But right now, we're just doing the signal, so it doesn't really matter where it's at, but it's just a good practice to put it at the very end, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. And we're going to start with a new one here. There we go. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and left click on those little arrows there and bring it down to peak and RMS, okay? And I have another video talking about just about level meters, or this level meter, and what peak and RMS are, okay? And how to use it with your tracks, with your plugins, with your master track, all kinds of stuff. Also, when you're laying down tracks, to make sure your signal is not peaking or too quiet, so you don't have to redo it later on, you know? And especially if you clip the signal, you don't want to clip the signal, then you got to throw it away and start over again. You can't fix a clip signal. You can turn it too quiet, as I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so we're going to use this level meter to actually to help us do the clip gain and to turn up the certain areas of this track and turn down other areas. Okay, and this is a lot of fun. At first, I thought this is you know, I was like, this is going to be really advanced stuff. It's going to be hard to remember all this, and actually, it is advanced, but it's not that hard once if you just take a second to kind of pay attention to what you're doing, and don't think of it as too much. It'll just be like, what? I wish I'd done this a lot sooner, and I wish I had, you know. So, anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and play, and you're going to see the peak RMS here. Okay, that's just the signal without all these guys on. You can hear the difference. All right, so as you can see, it's very quiet. So the RMS is actually pretty good, to be honest with you. It's like a 22. You want your, at least guitar and vocals, sometimes bass, you want your RMS to be around anywhere from 20, 22-ish, you know. That's a good area, actually. But it really jumps all over the place, as you can see. That's not so much the main thing is that it's too quiet or anything. It is kind of a little quiet, but it's that there's parts of the track that are too quiet or too loud, okay? But personally, I do want my signal a little louder. You know, I want it up in 20 or 19 or 18 RMS. That's where I like to have my bass anyways. You just don't want your signal to peak, or you don't want it to go past -3, or, you know, anywhere from -6 to -3 is a good area to have your peak. Peak is where the signal goes the highest through the whole track, or at that point, okay? And then RMS is kind of where your signal's at all the time. So they're a totally different thing. So peak is where your signal, you don't want it to peak, you don't want it to get too close to digital zero, you don't want to clip your signal and digitally distort, because you can't fix that. It sounds like someone explained it as crunching paper, or just a really bad sound. You can't fix that, okay? But if it's too quiet, you can turn it up a little bit. You just don't want it too quiet. So it's always good when you're I've explained this in other videos, but it's always good to lay down a track that's, you know, to set up your audio interface right, and then lay down a track and play it as hard as you're going to play it, the track, and just record a little bit of it and go back with this view meter and see where the RMS and the peak is, and make sure it's not peaking and clipping. Make sure it's between this is number throughout the track. It doesn't go higher than -3. Make sure it's in between -3 and -6. Okay, it can go a little lower, but you kind of want it around there. And you want your RMS anywhere from 18 to 22-ish. Okay, 22 is good. 20 to 22 is good. Okay, so but let me show you real quick the difference how quiet it is in some of these areas or compared to here. Okay, so let me turn this off and. Okay, you see this is at 14 right here. Peak, RMS is at 24. That's a little quiet. Over here it's 28. That's really quiet. 24. Now this is really loud right here. A little bit louder. That's still awesome. It's just louder than the other ones. That's perfect, actually. 20 is a good RMS, but it's louder than the rest. So we're gonna have to turn up this stuff right here. Okay. And the peak's still good, -6 still good. And now this is really quiet here. I think You can refresh that by clicking on these. A little bit quieter, not really quiet, still in a good spot, but you just, we wanted to get close to the same. There we go, 19. Okay, and this is really quiet right here. Yeah, see that? 27, 25, really quiet. And then it goes back up a little bit here, still quiet. Yeah, that's a lot quieter than the rest of it. We want much higher than that. And then right here is super quiet. Look at this. 27, that's nuts. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go and we're gonna split up the track a little bit at a time, and we're gonna turn some parts up and turn some parts down using clip gain. This is very simple, actually. It just seems really in depth. So what we're going to do is, first off, we're just going to go to this area. Let me just go ahead and start with this. So we've got this, and this is a good spot. All right, 24. Actually, we want to bring that up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, first off, and I think it's good through here. Yeah, these are all around the same. 24, 22, 24. Yeah, where it gets loud is right there. So it's a little bit louder right here. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do that one. Right there. I believe that's it. Right there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is you can go, and since this is lit up, this track is lit up here, we're going to go and we're going to hit Command T, okay? Wait. What's going on here? Hey, why is it not working? My bad. Something's going on. Hold on. Give me a second here. Let me do. What am I not doing right here? Okay, Command T, that should work. Or is it work? Did it do it? No, it's supposed to. What's wrong with my? Oh, I don't have my. I didn't have my. My bad. I didn't have my my keyboard turned on. All right, so we're good. Command T, bam. All right, so that will split up your track right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this area up a little bit. So I'm going to light this area up, okay? Now we're going to go, I'm going to make it so we can see this a little better. All right, so now this is lit up, this area. This is what we're going to turn up a little bit, okay? So again, let me set this recycle area for that, and let's see where it's at. Yeah, we're going to turn that up a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna turn that up. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna light that back up. Then we're gonna go over. This is really cool. So so if this is closed up, you can hit I on your keyboard, or you can go over to this area and click on that. That's your inspector window. This is where your plugins are. I already had it out, obviously, but this is where we're going to make sure that if these are closed like this, make sure you click on this bad boy and open up this guy right here. Okay. And we're going to go, and since this is lit, remember, you got to make sure that the first place you're turning up is lit up, the region is lit up. We're going to go over to gain over here, and we're going to left click on the mouse and then pull over to the right. So boom, there, it brings that up, okay? There we go, cool. So now you're going to hold down, when you left click again, you're going to hold it down and push up with your mouse or down to turn up this area or turn it down, okay? So as I'm hitting play, I'm going to turn it up, and you're going to see this change, the RMS go down. Watch this. Once you let go of this, then it will change the volume. You got to let go of your mouse. See, that went up. See? I'm going to take it down now and then let go, and then it changes it. See, once you let go of the mouse after you pulled it down, then it changes the volume for you. Look at it. See that? So now let me click on this to refresh this. See where that went? That's way low. So I'm going to go ahead and left click, hold it up, and we're going to go a lot higher. There we go. That's a good area. lot better, a lot better. That's right about where I want to be. Okay, so we changed that now. That's pretty cool, huh? Okay, so that turned that up. So I'm in a good area with my RMS, right where I want to be. Now this is too loud here, so check this out. Actually, it might be work together. It might be at a good area here. So let's see. Okay. So now we don't even have to turn this down because that's at a good area anyways because we turned up this. Yeah, pretty close. I love this. Okay, but now we get too quiet over here again. Whoops. Actually, we're still okay. Just this part right here is quiet. It's not too much different, but what we can do here is, this doesn't really matter too much, but I do want it to all kind of be the same. So watch this right here. Oops. Okay. So now I'm going to light this up area, and I'm going to hit Command T again, and that split that up. And then I'm going to go to, let me hit play and see where. To right. That's it. Okay, so just this area right here. Actually, I think this was, yeah, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna go and we're gonna, let me spread this out a little bit more. There we go, perfect. And I'm gonna go ahead and you don't want to turn it up in the middle of a strum either, where the signal is. You want to wait for a break. Usually, that's a good idea. When you punch in and stuff like that, or you change volumes, you want it to be in that area so you don't hear much of a. And you might be hearing a click when I'm playing. That's my bass guitar. Me just clicking on my bass guitar. That's that click you're hearing. That's not any of this. That's separate. That's another problem I have. So it's like click on my bass a little bit there. I got to be careful where my pick is at. And so anyways, I'm going to now hit Command T again, and we're going to turn this area up, okay? So now I'm going to go over to the gain, left click, pull it over with my mouse, and then turn it up. And then let go. Let's see where it's at now. A little better. That's matching the rest of it. All right, cool, got it. Okay, and this should be back to where it's. Good enough. Now this is a quiet area again. See that? Look at really quiet. That's really quiet, guys. All right, so I'm gonna go and we're gonna turn it up right here. I'm gonna hit Command. Light that up area first, Command T, and then I'm going to go to, this looks all quiet. Let's see if the rest of it's the same as this area, okay? All this is the same. Oops. 27. Yeah, we're going to turn it all up together. Yeah, we'll turn it all up because it's yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go and see where this goes. And nope, it gets pretty loud right here. Let's see where this. We might just hold on. Let's see. See, it gets louder here. So this about to right. Let me turn this on about to right. There, right there. That's right where it gets louder. So right there. Okay, that'll work right there. All right, so let's Command T that area, and then we're going to turn up this area right here. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to click in this area. This area right here. Let's see. Watch this. Okay, we want to turn this up. Left click, hold it down right here. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, not right on the spot, dude. Pretty close. Cool. All right, so that's all matching. So let's see if this should be matching in this area right here. Let's keep going. Close. This is where it gets quiet right here. Let me refresh that. Remember to refresh it. It gets stuck once in a while. See how low that is? We're going to have to turn that up a little. Even though some of your parts of your song are supposed to be quieter, but that's way too quiet, you know? So we're going to go in. So like if you're meant to be really quiet for some reason, like do it. But it's just really a quiet signal. So I'm going to go through and make sure that it's not, this whole song is supposed to be pretty much louder. This is a little bit quieter at the end, but I need it a little bit higher, okay? As you'll see, let me hit play real quick to show you what I mean by quieter. Let me show you guys real quick the whole song. But you can't hear the bass at all. I have the guitars really loud though. Oh, that's turned down. Hold on. Wait, my drums, no wonder my drums are so loud. This is supposed to be off, my bad. Forgot. You know what I'm doing wrong, guys? No wonder. I'm like, my bass is really quiet. All my stuff's really quiet here. What's going on? I just turned it all down. I just didn't need to. I shouldn't have. Everything was at a good level. I forgot that I have all these turned off. So once I fix the signal, I turn that back on. So I shouldn't even checked it yet. See, you can make mistakes like this real quick. I'm glad I caught that because I could have went crazy going, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Just take a second and go, what did I do before this? What did I do? So let's just finish with this area, okay? Then we'll turn this back on. I already messed up all my volumes, obviously, but that's okay. We can fix that. So, but that's just volume. That's nothing else. Okay, so I'm gonna say, let's finish up right here. I should have just finished. You know, that's what I get for jumping ahead. Okay, so we want to. This is quiet. This is what we want. I want to turn this up a little bit. Because even with all the stuff on here, we're still that's too quiet of a signal. So I'm going to go ahead and extend this. Whoops. Right, perfect. That's perfect. That's right where I want to be. Right. Okay. Well, actually, let me hit play and see what. That's quiet too. Nope, that's on it. Yeah, it's a little quiet. Yeah, I can turn that up just the whole thing a little bit, real quick. It's just that spot. All right, cool. So now we want to we're almost done here. Cool. I'm going to hit Command T, and now we're going to turn up this area. Let me hit play. No, too much. It's just, I want it to be a little bit quiet. You know, this is meant to be a quiet part. That's good. Yeah, I like that. That's perfect. All right, so now let's do this. Bam. All right, cool. So let's start from here to, we won't listen to the whole thing. I'm just gonna jump through it real quick. Okay, so check this out. Okay, we got that good. Everything's good. Let's skip ahead. refresh. Just left click on these every once in a while to refresh it, because some places are going to jump up higher no matter what you do, and that's what compression's for. This is just to get it close. That was that wasn't a click. That's my bass clicking. Compression will glue all this together too. Nice. Let's keep going. And right here, I said that this actually might be a click because I did change the volume here. I split it actually. That's gonna do it right there. Splitting it in the middle of a, where am I at? Splitting it in the middle of a signal, or middle of a, right here. I split it in the middle of a strum. That's not a good idea. So what I can do is, because I split it and then I changed the volume, so there's going to be a click. Let's see if there's a click right there, and it's not. See if it's not my bass or not my pick right here. Yeah, you hear it go click. Okay, so that wasn't a good idea, but I can fix that. No problem with crossfade. You know, we can do this. I believe this might work. Okay, hold on. Let me spread this out a little bit more. Check this out. Yeah, it's right in the middle of a strum, man. Oh well, I don't want to back up. I'm just gonna fix it this way then. Look at that. Wait, let's fix it the other way. Yeah, and let's go this way. No, let's go this way. Let me see how it sounds. Whoa. Do this again. Right here. Check this out. You don't even hear it, dude! That's crossfade, by the way. Excuse me, I got crazy fly you got in here. Won't leave me alone. I hate them. So it's that time of year. So crossfade's sick, man. I have a video on my All Things Logic channel. You can check it out. It's called X-Fade. Actually, it's not crossfade. It's called X-Fade. That's what we're doing here. I have a video just on X-Fade, and then I have a video on also laying down take folders, several tracks of the same, you know, guitar or bass part, and then taking all the best parts from each take, and then using this X-Fade to seamlessly blend it and to swipe, and it's sick. I'm getting confused here, but yeah, check it out. Check out my channel, All Things Logic. It's one of my favorite features is that right there, what I just did there. And I can go through and do that with every single piece now. Make sure that it doesn't click on any of these. We don't have to worry about it because I'm muting here. But just in case, we can do this little awesome move. And that's just pulling this corner. It's not pulling the whole thing, okay? I'm not pulling it out of whack, okay? It's just it's so sick. It's automating it right there. That's what it's doing. So it's okay. It's same thing. But same with this. We can do it either way. Okay. Listen to that. No sound. Even though you're not going to hear it there because there's a mute there. But yeah, all these are fine. I really don't need to do any of that right here. But there I do. Check this out. Oh, you can't hear it, but just in case, just for later, just in case we have everything turned up and you can hear a little something, something. I mean, I don't know. Let's hear it. That's fine. It was already fine, but yeah, okay. Okay, let's see what this one does. Oh, that's fine too. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, I got it right in that spot. That's why. That's a killer spot, dude. Yeah, just in case, do that. Okay, cool. Well, let's make sure I didn't screw it up. I could have left it alone. Yeah, it's perfect, dude. It's perfectly fine. And this is at a good level now. This was our last thing we're checking. Yeah, I want it right there. Perfect. Okay, cool. Okay, so we got this. Pretty sick, huh? So now let's add all the plugins on. And I'm probably going to turn down some of my plugins because now I've turned a lot of stuff up, but it should be okay still. But it's probably going to be too loud here because my plugins are louder. So let's go ahead and hit play and see how it sounds. hitting peak. That's sick. Sounds so good now. Damn. Oh man. That sounds good. This ought to change the volume of my amp. Anyways, wow, that's sick. So what I can do now is, because it's a little bit louder, I can go and actually, you know, I gotta fix all this again, like my limiter. I can turn down. Actually, I can just go turn down my limiter if I wanted to, the gain a little bit, and we should be fine. Let's see. Let's hit play real quick. Much better. Still, I'll probably go and turn down the amp itself. What did I do with my amp? Oh, dude, I'm messing with the. I know what I did wrong. The reason it didn't go down. And the reason it didn't go down is because I'm on my guitar track. I'm supposed to be on my bass track. I just screwed up that. Let me back up here. Let me make sure that didn't happen. Let me do this. You can do this with Command Z, or you can do it here by undoing plugin chain strip. Remember, I did all that. I don't know if it still messed it up, but because I did change the. No, it turned everything back. We're golden. We're golden. We're golden. So, anyways, I don't really need to do this right now, but since we're here, I can. I'm gonna go ahead and do the level meter again and check this out. Much better. Cool, that's good. That's good. You don't want it past -3, there's -2.7. Actually, and with the limiter, I have it, I'll explain this later on, but with the limiter, you at the end, when you're finally done with the track, you can actually then pump it up and make sure it's anywhere from, you know, -6 to, you want it around -3, just not past 0, okay? That's okay to be a little bit louder when you have all your limiter done at the end, and I'll explain all this in other videos. This is more other stuff that I'll explain other days. But yeah, so anyways, we got golden. You guys hear that crap? That's crazy. It sounds great, I think. Sick. Okay, pretty awesome. And as you can see real quick, one last thing, as you can see right here, I've got these are two of the same parts. What I did is I have a session drummer, and I have a video showing you how to use session drummer. I can't say it right. And that's what I did here. I don't have it completely done here, obviously. I got to feel it because it doesn't always work. It can work for some of the song, but some parts, like I just went right in these areas right here when it's playing. You can. I wanted to do that. And so session drum won't do that. And so, but what I'm going to show you in my next video is I'm going to show you how to take session drummer once you're done with it. And this is a good idea to do this anyways, even when you're not done with it, because what can happen is you can go and actually click on one of these parts and then actually change it down here and screw up all your session drummer. You can screw it up by just doing that. I don't even want to touch it right now because I'll mess it up. Well, I've already fixed it, but so what I'm going to show you in the next video is how to go and take this and turn this into MIDI like I have here, because this is the same exact part right here. Watch. Let me solo this. This part is the same part as this part right here. What I did is I went and I turned this one from the session drummer into the same kit using, but you can change it to any kit, another drum kit, East Bay, and I changed it to a multi kit. And what I did here is what I did is I made it now the same track. I turned it into MIDI. So now I can go and basically go and take out certain parts I want and add certain parts and make certain parts like crashes, take crashes out, rides in, turn up certain hits, you know, that kind of stuff. And then also I'm gonna show you in another video then how to go and do a multi-kit where you can actually go and take this drum set and you can and turn it into where you can actually go and turn up and change just each drum itself to a different drum altogether. And basically, I'll show you right here, there. And then when you do this, you can go. This is your overhead. This is a drum set, but now you have it MIDI and you have it in a multi-kit. You can go and turn up the look at the snare. Look at the overheads. You can turn their mic overheads. There's a kick in, kick out. That's like 2 different mics. You can turn that up or down. The snare mic on the top, the snare on the bottom, you turn that up or down. And then you can go and change. This is crazy too right here. You can go and change each piece, each drum kit, man. Look at this. Each piece you can change to whatever other drum kit you want, and fine tune your drum set to to get it as best as real as sounding as you can, you know. And this is what I love about Logic. This is so sick. This stuff is so much fun. But anyways, I'll have that video coming out soon. Look out for it. I hope the clip game was helpful. I think it's awesome. I'm Jeremy Haas. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That leaves it wide open. I'll see you guys.
All day and through the night, slept so long I thought I would go blind. But I don't believe a single word that you're saying.